What do you get when you mix together culinary traditions from Germany, Italy, Mexico, West Africa, and China, and then serve it in portions so large they could feed a small family? You get the wild, delicious, and utterly unique world of American food. If you are exploring this country's food for the very first time, you might think it is all just greasy burgers and fries from a drive-through window. But real American food is actually a giant edible history book. It is a story of immigrants from every corner of the earth arriving with their favorite recipes and changing them to fit a new land. Let us take a bite into what makes this food culture so fascinating. To understand food in the United States, you first have to understand that the country is split into distinct flavor regions. In the Northeast, the food is heavily influenced by the cold Atlantic Ocean and early English settlers. People here love creamy clam soup served inside a hollowed-out loaf of bread, and fresh lobster packed into buttery hot dog buns. But if you travel down to the southern states, the flavor changes completely. Southern food is all about comfort and slow cooking. This is the home of soul food and traditional barbecue, where pork and beef are cooked over wood smoke for 12 hours until the meat literally melts off the bone. Moving over to the southwest, you encounter a beautiful mashup called Tex-Mex. This is where traditional Mexican recipes met the ranch culture of Texas. It gave the world sizzling plates of fajitas, crispy tacos, and tortilla chips dipped in warm, melted cheese. And out on the West Coast, in places like California, the food shifts again to focus on fresh vegetables, avocados, and fusion dishes that blend Asian flavors with local ingredients. It is a massive country, so what people eat for dinner depends entirely on where they live. But there are a few iconic foods that unite the entire nation. And pizza is definitely at the top of the list. Americans did not invent pizza, but they certainly transformed it. If you go to New York, you will get a giant, thin slice that you have to fold in half to eat while walking down the street. If you go to Chicago, they serve deep dish pizza, which looks more like a savory cake or a pie, baked in a deep metal pan with inches of cheese and tomato sauce. Then there is the classic hamburger. What started as a simple German beef patty has become an American art form. You can get a cheap, thin burger from a fast food joint, or a fancy gourmet version stuffed with blue cheese and truffle oil at a high-end restaurant. Americans love their beef, and they eat billions of burgers every single year. If you want more fact videos in easy-to-understand English, subscribe below. Now, if you visit a restaurant in the United States for the first time, the dining experience itself can be a bit of a culture shock. The first thing you will notice is the ice. Americans are absolutely obsessed with freezing cold drinks. Even if it is a snowy winter day outside, your glass of water or soda will be packed to the brim with ice cubes. And the best part is that at most casual restaurants, when you finish your soda or iced tea, the waiter will bring you a new one for free. This custom of free refills is standard practice across the country. The second shock is the sheer size of the plates. Food portions in America are famous for being absolutely massive. It is very normal for a single restaurant meal to be way too much food for one person to finish in a single sitting. Because of this, Americans have a strong culture of asking for a box at the end of the meal to take their leftovers home. Eating yesterday's restaurant dinner for lunch the next day is a totally normal part of daily life. We also have to talk about sweet treats, because Americans have a serious sweet tooth. Dessert here is big, bold, And sweet. Think of thick chocolate chip cookies, fudgy brownies, and enormous slices of apple pie served with a scoop of vanilla ice cream right on top. In fact, apple pie is so deeply tied to the culture that there is a famous saying